Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the day before the opening of the 2026 National Horseboarding Championships. We are here at Thame, of course. Now, this is our pre-season podcast. It's just myself and Tom. I think we got Tom there. Right, Tom?
Hello. I'm here.
And we have just had a mad couple of days to get to this stage. The truck's been here, I don't know what time I got here, but we have been working flat out to set up the podcast studio and for what we're planning to run this weekend. And as we did last year, we kind of sat down and we had a chat. It was a bit longer than what's going to be tonight because it's already quite late. And we're both quite tired, but we wanted to touch base, and also we're testing some new systems as well. So hopefully we'll be able to we're not live streaming like we did last year. We are live recording and then uploading afterwards to try and avoid any issues that we had with some of the other podcasts.
Yeah, and we genuinely don't know what we're going to talk about, so you guys are in for a rocky ride because we've done all that setup, everything to get here, and it's been a winter, so we'll tell you about that as well. And then a quick word from our sponsors. So, thanks to Promenade, we've now got these looking nice cups. If you want branded merch for your company, no, it's okay. They're a great company, and we do have these great branded merches from them, so we can drink our unbranded beer that we're not yet sponsored. 3 years of doing the beer tent breakdowns, and we're still not sponsored for that. However, we are, of course, in the Bruco truck. We have this for the season this year, minus a few caveats, but hopefully it will be with us for the duration. And as we saw last year, we had it at Cheshire. Was that the only one we had it last year? I think so.
Did we have it just at Cheshire? Yeah. We were able to. We got so much content out of it. More, and what we've been working on since we first had the truck come with us 2 years ago. We've been working on. We learnt the first season how to gather lots and lots and lots of content. The problem that we have is that unless we have 2 or 3 people working full time all year round, which we can't afford, we can't process that footage, and process that content. So what we're doing this year, what we worked on last year, is ways of reducing the time that's necessary in the production side of that post-production side. So you look like you've written a list in a very quick amount of time. Yeah. So so do you want winter? I think obviously quite a testing winter. I think for a lot of us, going into last winter, the big thing was we need to do more in terms of vets. That conversation basically took up most of our time. We're all working in the outside of this. On that, I can say just before we get into that whole spiel of how we got there, that for this event at Thame, we are partnering with Oxford Vets Veterinary Practice, who are going to be here over the weekend. They're going to be doing pre-season health checks to all the horses and then trot ups before every single race. They're also going to be keeping an eye on the races, so horses that do the pre-race gates and now have to do the post-race gates, which is another circle, we'll come on to that, to make sure that they're spotting any horses coming up lame or just not looking 100% sound, so then they can pull them out and then make sure that everybody is safe and everything is to the highest standard it can be. And we will try and get these guys on a podcast. They are fantastic. Just talking to them, they're excited to be involved with the sport, and they're coming here for basically less than cost, just to experience it, to partner with us,
as a fledgling sport, because they know how hard it can be, and what we are doing and what they've said, and I know you've spoken to the head of the Veterinary Association of the UK, that we are doing
Veterinary Association. I don't know, I can't remember the full name, but it's the Equine Veterinary Association top brass. Have amazing conversation. I apologise, I don't remember the gentleman's name. He was put in touch with me via World Horse Welfare, and we had a really good conversation. We of course we've had events that have happened in recent years that have highlighted this issue, and he was very relaxed about that. And he even went to say, you know, at your level, at an unaffiliated level, there's no requirement for you to have vets, because it's only affiliated competitions and stuff that really has it. You're not affiliated, but of course we want to push that. We spoke about how we were looking at the pre-season health checks, how we're looking to monitor the horses on a all-round sort of basis, of yearly basis, and he really liked our ideas and said that, you know, these ideas could quite happily go into other sports. And I did say to him, well, let's just do ours first and work that out.
And so that is literally exactly what the Oxford Veterinary Practices said, is that for our level we are striving to levels that you see in like above your general eventing, above everybody else. But I think it's important that we are doing that. So we'll come to that, but I just wanted to give them a shout out first off. We will talk about it, we'll probably get lost in the conversation, but those guys will be here this weekend, and it's been a pleasure so far. Just arranging them coming, they're excited, and I'm excited to have them here.
Yeah, and I think there was, what I would say overall though, from a point of view of the teams as a whole, and from the work that went into securing the vets for the season, and we pretty much have every event covered apart from Lincolnshire, the one day demo type day. It took up a lot of the time that we had this winter was absorbed by that project, and that meant that we weren't able to focus on other things so much. We weren't able to even think about really pushing into other shows. Of course, we lost a couple of shows this year, no fault of our own. Living Heritage, who we work with over and over, they have pulled out of Burley House because of further restrictions that were being put on them by the venue and reducing the size of their show. So they've decided to pull out of that. We totally support Living Heritage in doing that. And the other is Cheshire.
Cheshire, because of the ongoing roadworks that haven't ended for over 12 months, and we're still there last year, and it caused chaos for the show, and they're still potentially going to be there this year. It's great to see roadworks happening. You don't usually see anyone doing anything on roadworks. Well, in fact, I didn't. I just saw cones.
Well, anyway, the point is, that show's not happened. There's nothing to do with us. By the time that was announced, it was quite late on in the season. Again, we were juggling the whole vet issues, so we didn't have a lot of time to try and look for other events because of time schedules. So, but we're excited that we're going to have the vets here. There's going to be a bit of a system where we're hoping for when the horses go out to do the pre-race gates, that hopefully the vet will be monitoring them as they go out, and they will be able to radio if there is an issue. We're going to have a separate radio on a separate channel that they can radio through to the commentary box, pull the race, and we can ring the buzzer.
So we've done that. Although we kind of put a negative spin on it, we spent a lot of time with the vet stuff. We have managed it. We pretty much pulled off the impossible for cost, for everything, to make sure that our teams are safe. We also, and you say we didn't achieve a lot over winter because we spent a lot of time in that, we also launched, we've had training centres before, but the first official horseboarding club at the original heart of racing in the UK, in Newmarket, out of the Newmarket Racing Museum, the first horseboarding official club that's now had two sessions. The BBC with Mike Bushell are soon going to come down and film with us, hopefully, if that all works out.
Still working on dates.
Still working on dates. But that's going strength to strength. The second session, we had 3-4 people come down that were nothing to do with teams, that were there just interested and wanting to get involved. So there's been a real drive from us as well as an organisation, but also being led by the teams, to kickstart that grassroots. Because where horseboarding was created was as this arena sport where we see it in the shows, the way we look at it now, and you know, there is, I don't think it's fault. I think it was we just didn't expect it to last this long, probably. But like we kind of overlooked the grassroots slightly, and we've realised that, and there is such a drive from the teams and the people involved, from volunteers to riders to boarders. Even the horses get their naysaying, and you know, it's really starting to go, and there is look to go for more.
No, absolutely, and the big part of that, the biggest obstacle that was removed from that was the insurance issue. 2 years ago, we were looking at insurance policies to be able to train our own instructors and to have our own instructors teach for us. Our insurance policies were in the 10,000 is what people wanted, to cover the shows and to cover the insurances, and that just wasn't feasible for us to do.
It was covering almost almost a third of our income was going straight out.
Well, I'm not going to go into. I don't go into the details in that respect. But what I'm saying is that it's an awful lot of money to be handing over, and also then you need the people to go out and do it. The biggest part of it is that we don't have time. Again, we're doing so many other jobs. We don't have time to be standing, and we get inquiries from equestrian centres, and if you're interested to get involved, you know, do keep pestering us. We want to set more clubs up. We can now, our instructors, the people that have raced in horseboarding up to a high level, can do the course that we developed, get the certificate, and we can then insure them under our insurance to run a training day or a club day. We can then also, people who aren't involved in horseboarding, instructors, riding clubs and so on, we can do the training course with instructors from those clubs, and they can then use that with their own insurance to be able to run a horseboarding club that way. Some of the biggest issues for me personally is that there was always a high risk. Horseboarding isn't dangerous if you break it down to its different elements and you go through the steps methodically, and these are steps that in part I came up with in the first place, but then in part different horses have taught me over the years. So if you stick to that routine, and that's what we are teaching and that's what we're insuring, and only that, then most horses are fine, and we've never had a serious incident in an instruction scenario. However, if you don't know the simple solutions, it's very easy to get wrong. It's very easy, and learning those mistakes could be dangerous. And that's what we've always been up until, you know, for the first sort of 10 years, we've always been extremely tight-fisted when it comes to allowing anybody to teach, anybody to run a training day, anybody to do it, because if they got it wrong, if they made a mistake and somebody did get injured or a horse got hurt, then it would be horseboarding. That's what happens. And that's why we've prevented it for so long. But also now we're in this place where we need, we absolutely need everybody to be pushing, spreading the word of getting involved in it from the kiddies, building up to being able to get on the national championships. And hopefully that'll raise the standard as well within the national championships, to keep the standard high.
Yeah. And hopefully we've not started on too much of a downer, but like we're doing a lot. But these are the kind of thoughts
that are going through. This is a roller coaster of being in horseboarding, I'm afraid.
These are the thoughts that are going through.
My therapist.
I'm your therapist. You ring me and tell me this shit. But okay.
Not that he should already know any of this, of course. For me to tell. Anyway, teams this weekend.
There was one more.
Oh, okay.
One more thing that you've missed that you said, okay, we haven't done a lot over winter.
No, what I'm saying is the vets took up a lot of energy, what I'm saying, and there's other things that I wanted to focus on. There's other things I wanted to put time into, but we had to focus on those things.
Horseboarding has officially launched its first app.
Tom's very proud of this.
Well, yes, because I built it, so of course I'm proud. But it marks a improvement in what we want to do in total. We want to increase the user experience. So that is ground crew, teams, everyone involved, and soon coming to you at home. There'll be more. But for those involved, something we've lacked over the years is because there's so much data to process, there's so much footage, content, all the things, something we've lacked is getting results out quickly.
And also the variables as well. When you're talking about 3 different elements who are often swapping around and want to swap around more than we, and then it's difficult to keep track of who swapped onto which team and what races they did, and we've had to try and control that as much as possible.
Yeah, so I've looked at lots of different horsey result apps for different things and pre-built things and stuff. No one does horseboarding, funnily enough. So we had to build our own, and we have. So the first alpha test is now live for those that are involved in the sport and that are doing it. And it's built primarily to kind of run our whole results program, but then to give those results instantly to teams that are involved and people that are following it, mainly with a HBUK number. You can get onto it without an HBUK number and track the results over the season. It's an alpha test. It's still in building, but it is giving you the right data. It's putting it there in front of you as it happens. It's now made team access to see their season instantaneous. And
you're gilding this lily really thoroughly, and we'll see, because obviously show 1, obviously we're going to try and test it tomorrow, but show 1, when I first really sit down and then we start putting in, because you can test these systems, and we found year in, year out, you can test the program that runs the races over and over and over again, and the moment that Back to the Future music starts, you can guarantee it goes, well, I don't know what to do, and it just completely stops working. Or it just completely loses it because there's a scenario that we haven't thought of that's presented itself.
Probably, but
and we end up with a pen.
Over the years that we've done it, we've been working out of leaky tents, gaffer taping phones to the roof of cars to watch films. And now we're sat inside. How much is this, Laurie, Tracy?
It's an expensive piece of kit.
Okay, an expensive piece of kit with 2 cameras. We've got a team of editors controlling the cameras. We've got 3 spectators. We've got the European head of Bruco. Is that the correct title? Yeah, European head of Bruco sat in the corner watching us judgmentally, making sure we don't break her lorry. And then now.
I think it's really, look, the thing is, it's really important. I know Tom's obviously saying I'm sounding negative in this. It's really important to try and remember when you, like, if you have 20 people tell you you're great and one person tell you you're rubbish, so one person tells you rubbish that sticks in your mind. over the years, there's been many criticisms, and the thing is, it's easy or natural to focus on the things, focus on the criticisms, but what we need, and I'm conscious of this, is try to focus on the steps that we've made along the way. And the steps Lisa was saying earlier, 10 years ago or 11 years ago, Lisa first came to the show and there was none of this. There was none of, no, we were living out the back of caravans and vans and like you say, leaky tents, and no, our life scenario hasn't changed that much, and neither has our bank balance. But for some reason, we've been able to, through persistence and dedication, been able to obtain these things that give us an ability to take further and further steps. That's the difficulty. That's what you've got to try and focus on. And what I see over the winter, initially, again, is difficult. I don't see all the things that we've achieved, like Tom's been pointing out. I see the things that we didn't achieve, and the things that, and unfortunately for me, I have to live with the voices in my head tell me that there's all these other things that we need to do, and they won't let me sleep if I don't. So moving on to the teams here this weekend, we've got a reasonably good turnout, or a good turnout even. Tom's just texting. It's Tinder. So
no, it's not. No, it's not. It's not. I'm actually trying to get a beer delivery to here. It's not to Europe.
So.
I hate you.
Sky's the Limit is one of the teams that is coming this weekend. I believe this is Catherine Lee with another horse. I could be wrong on this. I don't have the fact sheet in front of me. I just have the name. Hold Your Horses. Ash Williams has been training hard by the looks of it, and has been at the club.
Yes. I've just tapped the table with the mic. Oops. The over-deviating mics. Yes. Ash has been training extremely hard, and I have some things to say he's going to adore.
Great news, Tom. Okay, so moving on, we have Ice Baby, who
Ash Williams.
Tom, I've seen
She's
Scottish drinkers staring out lampposts speak quicker than you right now.
No. I didn't mean to.
On a Friday, I was staring out a chip. That was the quote.
I was worried about tapping the table with the new mics because we don't know how they work. Ash Williams, she has put in so much effort, so much time, right? And her boarding, and I have to put a huge shout out to Reese Wagland. I was talking to him, and I always get Tom and Joe mixed up, but I'm gonna just say Reese. But I was talking to them as boarders, and Reese stepped in and spoke to Ash because she was doing her drop down, hold the board things. Now that's what's been slowing her down to moving to the elite, because it's not technically incorrect what she's doing, stepping down and holding the board, but it increases her risk of injury 2-3-fold.
It limits your movement on what you can do as well. But it can also save your day.
It can, but it shouldn't be
reduces your options.
Shouldn't be used as a standard. It should be used as a fallback, as an emergency, as something else.
I would just say we don't have any other footage to come up and compare to, so I think we should skip through these.
Okay, I just want to finish because it's from Reese Wagland's side. He went in, he spoke to her, explained it in a way that I couldn't, and then instantaneously I saw a marked improvement from Ash, and I've seen that the second time over all her runs, and instantly we've already had conversations whether that team should actually now be elite, and I think they should, just from one conversation from one boarder, and that is Reese Wagland, and I've seen it do it to several boarders. George Evans, you're going to go on to him, Ice Baby, but his boarding's got better, same person to thank.
Yeah, thanks Reese. and maybe we'll get you in to tell him. Maybe you can explain what you said in ways that Tom just can't. Moving on to TNT. Who's the board rider for TNT, Tom?
Don't know. It's unconfirmed yet.
What do you mean it's unconfirmed?
It's me.
Okay. All right. So top and tails. It's a pretty experienced team because, of course, looking at the elites in this group here, we've got Top and Tails, Section 89, King's Gambit, and Dust Till Dawn.
Why have you got King's Gambit in?
Oh, sorry. Because they will be eventually, pretty soon. They will be, won't they? Pretty shortly, I'm sure. But so what are we on for the elite then? TNT, Section 89, Dust Till Dawn.
Yep.
So there's a big gaping hole there. And you were supposed to be. What happened? I mean, Tom, you've won 2 championships on 2 teams, and both of them sacked you after a season.
Maybe they don't like winning. I don't know. Is that a thing?
I mean, that's another point. You got them to a point where they won, and they still sacked you. I mean, when you ever hear about a football manager that wins the FA Cup and then gets sacked?
No.
He'd have to be a pretty bad football. He'd have to be like, personality-wise, oh yeah, great, yeah. But we'd sooner lose than work with him again.
That's a bit harsh.
I'm just saying.
Look,
did you win it before as well? What was the other team you went with?
Do or Die.
And what did you race the second season with them?
No, I was dating. Yes, we did. I think.
Oh, okay. So you did race the second season.
Yeah.
After you won it.
And actually, that team didn't win it. I won it.
You won the border championship.
Yeah, because I kept nomading teams.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So
what happened? Why did communication break down? What between your lawyers and that between Annette's lawyers and.
Okay. So let's delve into this. Limited edition. That's not my fault. They just can't be consistent.
Also notice they're not racing as well. That's not my fault. They're just not consistent. And also at the start of the second year, Lloyd broke himself again. Okay, yeah, we had all that conversation last year.
Yeah, so that wasn't really to do.
Not your fault.
Just Lloyd being an idiot.
Okay.
And then. I think just.
I mean, according to Just Wing It, not only did they sack you, they left the sport. And I'm kind of thinking that this is your fault.
Keep talking.
I mean, I don't know. I think I don't need to say a great more than that, really.
So Just Wing It. I think it's an interesting one. So me and Annette got to a point where we worked really well as a team.
Just before we go any further than that, let me just say we're getting on the serious point now. That obviously I'm just stirring the pot, but
I'm going to stir the pot too.
But I would say there's something that both of those teams need to. As much as limited edition also had Sarah as a team coach, team manager, or whatever. You worked. There was a clear and distinct level of you coaching Annette and the team to get more consistency and to develop and to build the foundations of the team rather than the chaotic that what we saw beforehand.
Yeah, I think Just Wing It's an interesting one, right? So Annette had the really big hit Sandry in 2023?
Yeah.
And I stepped in mid 2024, right? So a lot of that was working with Annette, not so about the team winning, but working with Annette to overcome that fear. And then 2025 we really went for the season. Now Annette has said she wants to go for a championship, she wants to win a championship, and she's been in the sport a long time. So that's been the goal for her, is to try and get to a point where she can win. I think she found that point with me boarding with her, but there was a lot. It's not just me coaching. There's a lot, like Annette spends the time with the horse and everything, but what I was there is to to back her up as a rider and say, it's okay. Like, if you want to pull this run, that's cool, but I think we should give it a go. But also,
but that's what I mean. There's the psychological coaching in that you're whether it's reassurance, whether it's it's just like, okay, this is how we need to approach the next race. We don't need to worry about this particular run or whatever. Just that is part of that coaching that you brought to that team.
Yeah,
and they still sacked you.
Well, I don't think Annette was happy with her end of season video. Maybe that was why. But I think
it did seem very you central.
Yeah, maybe.
You go and watch that.
Maybe.
We haven't got that video right now for you, but we will.
But
that's what you can pull that up on YouTube. Or you need another laptop, don't you? We're not fully set up, yeah.
But after the year, with me and Izzy from My Size Baby now being engaged, moving forward, I wanted to really spend a bit of focus on Izzy as a team, and that just didn't work.
She had a good horse, did she, somewhere?
She's got a good horse coming in. We'll get onto that. But Annette wanted a boarder who's going to be completely focused on her team.
Oh, okay.
So
Reese, well, that was the rumour. Then they went to one of the training. Then apparently they didn't go to the second training. Apparently they were secretly training elsewhere, and now they're not coming this weekend. Yeah, that's what I've heard.
So I'm just dismissing that I was sacked, because there were conversations, there were stuff, and I think Reese is a great boarder and will do well with
you don't want that on your record, do you? You don't want.
Hey, look, if they don't, the problem is they were meant to be coming back this year, and they're not going to be at this event. And if they lose, who was the real problem?
If they lose what?
The championship. They're not here, so they're going to lose, because there's only 6 events. We're a lot less events. If they're not here racing, they've done a massive switch as a team. That's a big thing. Like, I can't help it if I keep winning.
I mean, the thing is, you've always got to have in the back of your mind that, and I wrote an article about it earlier, a month or so ago. There's an element of the sport which is about playing mind games, in terms of trying to
but I doubt they're playing mind games. Like, Lloyd and Sarah said they were playing mind games, but they just never showed up.
Well, that could be the thing. I mean, I've heard, who knows. I hear that they're not part of the reason that they're not racing, not the full reason, but part of the reason Lloyd and Sarah aren't racing is because I heard from 2 separate sources, or 3 separate sources, that both of their cars have blown up. Within a week of each other, and that feels a little bit like spreading the, just putting it on a little bit thick, like it's gone out to everybody.
Or Just Wing It been really playing a good, or TNT.
Well, but anyway, without Just Wing It, I think TNT with you on there are the out of the gate favourite.
I think so. If
most experience,
I would like
3 championships between you.
I'd like someone to come and beat me and be better, but apparently no one wants to, so that's cool. But I think so. If Just Wing It were here, I think TNT would actually be the team that pushes everyone harder,
as they were last year,
and would win if someone makes a mistake. Without Just Wing It, I think
without Just Wing It, you're going up against Section 89, the second most experienced team. They've got a higher top end. They struggle with their consistency, but you could balance that out against Top and Tails, because Top and Tails are only going to do maybe 2 runs.
And you've now got the new bonus point rule.
And you've got the 2 bonus point rules, so you should talk about that. Bonus points. So
the new bonus point rule. Years previous, it's been really complex, but how's this for simplicity? 3 to 4 rotations, maybe 2, depending on how it works.
3 rotations.
Let's work off 3 rotations. 3 rotations in a heat, so 3 runs per team. Each team who is the fastest in that rotation in their class can score a bonus point if they're the fastest.
And they keep that bonus
point. And they keep the bonus point. There's no marking down. You can come out of a heat, win it. The max is 10, but with bonus points, if you're the fastest in every rotation, you can come out of a heat with 13 points overall.
Counter to that, if you win are the fastest in 2 rotations, and a team takes the heat in the 3rd rotation, they will get 11 points, and you will also get 11 points.
Ooh.
So you could. It kind of does, obviously then, but to keep up. So I mean, I'm interested to see how it's going to play out. It's going to give. I think there's going to be opportunities, and I think one of the things we were talking about the program being able to do is to tell me, because last year I missed it a few times, where a rotation hasn't won any bonus points, and because you've got people crashing out and so on and so forth, and then a team come out and go, all I need to do is a steady run, get the bonus point, and put it away. Yeah,
it's an experimental rule, right? Years gone by, me and Dan spent hours, days, months going through the rules. This year, I put the rules in front of him. Well, we had a day of conversation, maybe half a day.
But literally, these are the rules that we wanted to talk about. We're not talking about any other rules. That's it. We don't. But equally, the reason we can do that is because we spent all that time debating the other rules to their death.
We put them together. They got approved by the committee. We put them out. This bonus point rule is experimental and is under review. But we think it's going to work. But we also don't want to give teams unfair advantages. But it is now part of the rule. It's part of the championship, especially for this event at Thame. It's going to be really.
The one thing that I did want to revisit in the conversation, actually, so we may as well do it now, is the course A1 and B1.
Do you know what? If Aiden's not racing, I don't care about it. That's my honest point.
I think if I'm a little bit concerned about it, because I just think it's an extra complication. Like initially, what the idea was, if we flip the script, so you'd have A, B, and then you'd flip them over for A1, B1, or whatever it was. If you did those combinations, it would give an extra sort of element of test. But at this stage, I think with the teams that we've got with this, I just don't think it's necessary. It's a bit like the 4-cone weave. The 4-cone weave is great and is in the back pocket for when we've got 10 teams that you can't separate.
Well, actually, funnily enough, we've got Lisa Burton sat in this room. Just how did the 4-cone weave work out for you?
They mastered it and it was taken away and it really messed with on his head, and that's when he stopped doing the weave and it went back to the 3 from what I recall.
Oh, it was the 3, it was going back.
They trained to do the 4 and I think he got it, and then it was pulled, he went back to the 3 and it blew his head.
Really? I mean, it was killing borders though. Well, not killing. Yeah. Not killing, no one died, thankfully. But
it's like working with a baby in a fucking candy shop, honestly. It's like you put a button on the desk and say don't touch it. No, anyway.
I needed to tap wood. I'm so I thought the table was wood.
No, right, listen, I think we're going to call that there. Guys, we've tested the system, we've had a bit of a chat. It's not much of anything.
I think there's one more little bit we should get into.
Yeah.
You had your list of teams, we didn't quite get into the advanced, and I think we should just quickly cover them. So, like King's Gambit, brand new team this year.
Yeah, 2 elite elements who are
taking the horse through the advanced,
which we've said that you can do now. Yeah, you can declassify, but you can't earn any points. The elite elements can't earn any points in the lower class.
Yeah, that team I've seen race. It's a ex-race horse, not long off the track. However, I'm pretty worried about them.
In what way?
Once the horse figured it out within 2 runs, it was like, I've got this game and I enjoy it.
I'm excited to meet this horse.
Its ears were forward, it was happy.
Mm-hmm.
and it was looking for gates.
How big is it?
I think about 16-1. Yeah,
It's solid.
Yeah, it's a racehorse, like.
But is it solid or fine? Is he?
Yeah, pretty fine, but he carries himself.
Right.
He carries himself very solid round. Looks great. I mean, you go and look at him. I mean, I was just watching his ears at the time, and I was just like, I watched his first run, I watched his second run, and then by the time they went round the third time, he had one ear twitching back, listening to the rider, but they were just both like.
But this is. Do you know the horse's real name?
No.
I mean, I always feel that a horse's name can be very relevant to the horse's character, and his real name is Kamikaze King.
Okay.
So, I mean, when George first told me that she was looking at a horse or bought a horse or she got a horse called Kamikaze King, I was like, you didn't buy it, did you? Like, straight away, because...
No, he was free.
Yeah. Yeah, all right, no, didn't buy it because they gave it away. Yo, fine, yeah, I'm sure. This is Kamikaze King for free. Anyway, yeah, go on.
We've got Ice Ice Baby, who we've seen before, but George Evans, the lanky game developer.
Is he going to move up to advanced?
I think so.
Okay, good.
Like he is. He's
in the gym.
No,
he's been.
No,
you know,
no. What he's been doing is
Wii Fit.
He's changed his mentality. Is what he's done.
I can imagine him in a tennis. He's got a tennis band around his head, full tennis, bang,
flicking the wrist. Yeah, no, his mentality changed, and again, from Reese Weigel talking to him, he managed to find the zone of his boarding. Where he was completely balanced and everything was working for him.
He's definitely got a simulator at home, like Sheldon had the driving simulator, hasn't he? He's got some system where he's in the front room.
Probably, but like at the last run I saw him do at the last training day, he did it and he went, "What did you think?" And my words were, "Thank God you've finally arrived as a boarder."
Mm-hmm.
Like, so now we can start learning. And it's going to take him minute steps to get to advanced, and I think they'll get there. There's also
Hot to Trot. Oh, Hot to Trot on my list.
Hot to Trot. Yeah,
is that your other team?
That's my other team.
Okay, what's that horse like?
Pretty cool.
All right, do you want to give me more of a description than that?
Yeah, she's done a lot. She's done eventing. The horse has done a lot of jumping. It's a great horse. I don't actually know the full name. I'm going to get told off for that. But
what colour is it, Tom?
It's bay.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's a mare. But she's great. It's been a bit of a job getting her going in sand schools, because that's where she's always done dressage work, so her brain doesn't kick into like excitement level work in those kind of schools.
Well, that's probably a good thing for getting started.
So looking to see how that goes this weekend. But I think that horse, if that horse finds its gears and enjoys the sport, it's going to be one to watch.
Okay, Dusk Till Dawn.
I boarded behind this at the training day.
Okay. So this was George's horse from Team Child, and she rode it in Sandringham. It went very well, progressed really well. Now Amy Richards has got the horse from Top and Tails, Blues and Twos.
Yeah, Ryan Roberts will be boarding with them.
I mean, it looked a fast pony, and it developed quickly. So they've still got a bit of work to do with it. And I think so. I said to Amy, if you want to race in the lower category, you can do with that horse, just to get it going. She said, yeah, but then you don't earn elite points.
Yeah.
So okay, so let's see. She's clearly wants to get those points in the bag, whatever are available.
The horse is now being led by a well-experienced elite rider. Has every right to step in that class. Amy's going to do what she did with Sally previously from Blues and Twos. Bring her on the year. We've seen her.
I would say there's a slight difference though, because from what I saw of Dusk at Sandringham, he was willing. I think it's a he, isn't it? No, I'm being told no. It's a mare. She was willing, and she was learning, and she developed really quickly over those 2 days. I think Sally really needed a slower introduction to the sport. So I think it took about half a season before Sally even looked like you could stretch her out and trust her to come back. I think Dusk feels, or certainly from watching, feels a bit different.
Yeah, the one thing that we need to keep as a sport, but also the teams need to be aware of, is that Dusk is quite happy utilising her back end when she's not happy.
She has a ribbon.
When she's not happy. So just the border just needs to be aware of that. But as a who rides very short.
No, but she kicks out of the border.
No, not the border. Just okay. So the training day, in all fairness, this works in the horse's favour. A pigeon was sat on the side of the fence, and it flew in front of the horse's face, in front of Dusk's face. She just went sideways slightly, didn't do a lot, and then gave a little buck, not towards me, but just in general of I'm not happy.
That's
like straight away after. So it's just
that's how she expresses herself.
Yeah, she just that's what she does to express herself. So just the border needs to be aware of that. I think in the back of their mind, especially when Ryan boards so a slightly shorter rope than most boarders. Mm-hmm. Be aware of that. But other than that, the power behind the rope. She's strong. The power behind the rope. It wasn't utilised. We did everything steady. Mm-hmm. But you know when it's there.
Yeah.
And it was there. So that team, I think, the second Amy feels happy.
Mm-hmm. And Dusk isn't going to blow her brain.
Yeah,
because that's important.
That team is going to be something we see come from 4th, 5th place to potentially,
and that's probably
overwhelming everybody else.
And that's probably why Amy wants to keep her in the thing, in the elite class. Of course, also as well, just to finish off with, another team that's not here is Just Drag, and Just Drag have had a very difficult winter, and our thoughts go out to Emily and the whole team, and we hope that you will be back racing soon.
She beat me down as I left my house today because my bright indicator wasn't working on my caravan, so I had to stop and check that out. I got 4 feet away from my house and that stopped working, and she beat me down, and I was like, who's beeping at me? And it's Emily going, hi! No, coming by me.
She wasn't towing a horse by a chance, was she?
No. But to your point, I had a quick conversation about it. She will be at East Anglia.
Right.
Whether the horse is coming or not, they just don't know yet. But
I mean, they've had it from all angles, and I think, and also obviously the horse's fitness is part of that. But overall, the team's had some terrible events over this winter, and we wish them all the best. So on that bombshell of that riveting podcast and system test for the first night of the weekend, we will be doing loads this weekend. I'm hoping to be running podcasts all day tomorrow. We're not going to be releasing them all day tomorrow. They will be released in the coming weeks. The edits that will be released from the heats, again, we will be filming them. We will not be live streaming them. We will be editing them, and they will go into the system. If you want to see it live, come and watch it live. If you want to watch it Follow us on Facebook and on YouTube. Comment, like, and subscribe. I can't believe anybody's still listening at this point, but if you are, thank you very much, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Winning.